I never imagined I'd see him again, not after what I'd done. When I cheated on Ryan, I convinced myself I'd made the right choice, that our relationship had grown stale, predictable, safe in a way that felt suffocating. I told myself I deserved more, deserved excitement, passion, a spark I thought we'd lost. And so when that stranger at the bar smiled at me, said all the right things at just the right moment, I let myself believe it was fate. I shattered Ryan's heart and walked away without looking back. I blocked his number, deleted his photos, erased him from my digital world like that could erase my guilt. I moved to a new city, started fresh with a new job, new streets, new faces, people who didn't know anything about the mess I left behind. For a while, it felt like freedom. No heavy conversations. No guilt pressing down on my chest at night. Just clean, quiet space. I even started dating again. Nothing serious. Just enough to convince myself I was fine, that I'd made the right call. Life felt simpler. Until the day the past walked right through the doors of the marketing firm I joined 2 months earlier. I almost didn't recognize him at first. His hair was shorter now, styled neatly in a way I'd never seen before. A trace of stubble framed his jaw, and he carried himself with a strength and confidence that took me off guard. When our eyes met, my heart sank like a stone. He nodded politely, calm, unreadable, and walked past me as if I were no one at all. No trace of anger, no accusation, just quiet indifference. And somehow, that hurt more than if he'd yelled or demanded answers. I learned later from HR that he'd been transferred from another office, promoted. Actually, he was one of the top performers in his department, and now, by some cruel twist of fate, he was working directly with my team. Life has a strange sense of humor that way. The first few days were unbearable in their awkwardness. Ryan never caused a scene. He didn't ignore me, but he didn't go out of his way to speak either. He treated me like any other colleague, professional, polite, distant, and that somehow was the hardest part. I kept waiting for something, anything, a conversation, a confrontation, a crack in that calm mask. But it never came. Then one afternoon, during a team lunch, someone teased him about dating in the office, asked what his type was. He didn't hesitate. He looked straight at me, eyes steady, voice clear, and said, asterisk, someone loyal, someone honest. Asterisk, the table erupted in laughter, people nudging him playfully, thinking it was just harmless fun. But I felt the weight of those words like a slap. My cheeks burned, but I forced a smile, pretended it didn't sting. Days turned into weeks, and I caught myself watching him more than I should have. He was better than I remembered, sharper, more focused, sure of himself in ways I'd never noticed before. He was thriving, without me, and I hated how much that shook me. I started questioning everything, wondering if I'd made a mistake. But what right did I have to wonder after what I'd done? One evening, I stayed late at the office, lost in work I could have finished earlier, maybe hoping for a chance to be near him, maybe just try and quiet my own thoughts. He was there too, finishing up his own tasks. It was the first time we'd been alone in the same room since he'd transferred. The silence between us felt heavy, and I couldn't keep it in anymore. "I'm sorry," I said, the words small, fragile, not expecting forgiveness, just needing to let them out. He looked at me then, really looked at me, and for a long moment he didn't say a thing. When he finally spoke, his voice was steady, kind, but final. Asterisk, I hope you find what you're looking for. Asterisk. And then he gathered his things and walked out, leaving me alone with nothing but the sound of my own regret echoing in that empty room.